Hello and welcome to the What Did You Think podcast, episode
14. You might
That's
notice
great.
You might have noticed we have a special guest here, all the way from Utah.
Yeah.
Samuel Miller.
Everybody, give him a hand clap right now. It's just, it is so glad to see you,
Yeah.
And I was going to say in the flesh, but it's not the flesh. It's through the screen.
Yeah.
Cameron and I are in the same building when we record.
Obviously,
I'm looking
in our
at him
sunny
right
California. Yeah, but through the power of the future, we are able to get Samuel on this podcast as well. So, Samuel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the podcast?
I'm originally from Indiana, but I recently moved out here to St. George. Quick move. The weather's really nice out here. Mid 50s most of the time.
Nice.
And the soil is red, so it stains pretty easy. But
yeah, that hoodie used to be white, didn't it?
I don't know about that, but
well,
but if you know anybody with a job, send some recommendations in because your boy's looking for one.
Well,
all right.
Actually, Jonah Hill used to live in South America where the temperature was mid-90s.
That's okay. That we're not even gonna give that time. Today's a very exciting episode.
Yes.
You might know this as the episode after the Super Bowl. How did you guys feel about that Super Bowl?
I cannot believe that. Well, actually, I can. I'm super happy the Eagles won. I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan. So yeah, I thought they did. I thought they played. I mean, you guys saw the game. They played so well. So
yeah, I actually missed most of it, but
oh, you did?
Yeah.
I think the one touchdown he threw was really cool.
I was really there
Jalen
for
Hurts, he's doing great, man.
Yeah, he was.
I'm mostly there for the commercials, and I'm excited about what they announced in terms of the entertainment industry. It's all looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So the other stuff I don't really care about. But Samuel, what did you think about the Super Bowl?
I thought the Pats got robbed. Honestly, they were up in the half, and then they lost in the second half. I don't know what was going on.
It was just a
Patrick
few
Mahomes,
interceptions and a fumble that really caused it for them.
That's what it was, man. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm gonna leave part of the reason we have Samuel on this episode is because I'm not very knowledgeable about sports, and the movie that we're talking about today is a sports-ish movie. So I don't want to dwell on this for too long, but whoever wants to answer this can be very specific. What was your favorite play from the Super Bowl?
I'll let Samuel take this one.
Okay. The halftime show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is honestly.
That's honest. Who did it this year? I didn't tune in. Rihanna.
My TV shut off during the halftime show, so I don't know.
Oh yeah. No, I had to run. I had to go save some orphans from a fire. So
I will say, including the Super Bowl, this week has been a pretty great week. I will say we got a lot of great things that happened. Okay, we had my background back. We got it back. I found my AirPods. We got a new episode of The Last of Us.
Let's go.
Which is pretty good. But my favorite thing that's happened this week is Hogwarts Legacy coming out.
Yeah, man. Right here.
Nice. I have it digital and my wife is playing it right now. It's just been a good week, and to top it off, we all saw 80 for Brady together today. So
yep.
Yeah. I guess I spoiled the title for the movie, but yeah, Samuel, go ahead and tell us about 80 for Brady. Who's in it? Who directed it?
So the director of the movie is Kyle Marvin, and the cast includes Rita Moreno as Moira, Sally Field as Betty, Jane Fonda as Trish, Lily Tomlin as Lori. And the synopsis of the movie is four best friends live life to the fullest when they embark on a wild trip to see their hero, Tom Brady, play
Yeah,
in the 2017 Super Bowl.
absolutely. You did forget some big names there, like Tom Brady also being an
Well,
actor in
Oh
this
yeah,
movie,
Tom Brady.
yeah,
and
Tom
Guy
Brady playing
Fieri.
Tom Brady.
Guy Fieri, arguably the star of the show, but that would be a hard argument to
had,
win.
had way too much screen time than needed for the movie.
Yes.
But Samuel, as we ask every guest on this show, what did you
What did
think?
you think?
Well, it definitely started interesting. All of these ladies just decked out in Patriots merch,
Yeah.
which myself, I'm not a very big Patriots fan, considering I'm from Indiana and we like the Colts, Deflategate. But you
Exactly.
could definitely see their passion for Tom Brady's face throughout the whole movie.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
just alone on the mantle, there was probably, I want to say 10 Tom Brady bobbleheads or just faces. And that really just shocked me a lot because I was like, what in the world? That is a lot of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as everyone always says, you can never have enough Brady in your life.
I'm good with 80. I don't need any
I'm
more than
good.
80 for
I'm
80
good
Brady.
with one of them's 75. Okay,
That's true.
and
That's
that's some
true.
spoiler talk. No, it's not.
Yeah. Here's my uh we were talking about this when we were watching it. This movie coming out in the present day, even though it takes place in 2017, and keeping in mind that Tom Brady was an executive producer on this movie, there's a lot of Patriots merchandise and advertising, even though he's not even a Patriot anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
he's
true.
he's a nothing anymore. He
He's
retired.
no, he didn't.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
he
I
did.
also, yeah, he did.
He
That's why
did.
I was
Yes.
gonna say this was the perfect time. Uh, I mean, to watch this movie right after he retired too.
Yeah.
Well, is this like an actual retirement? Because he's retired
Yes, like
before.
actual.
No, this is a legit thing. I think there's like a video and everything that he was talking to the camera. It looked like a YouTube apology video.
Yeah, he was like
It's like,
sitting on the beach.
yeah, he was. Um, which I so you do bring that up, which I find that interesting, and I think what I can kind of justify that as him paying homage to the team he's played for so long,
Yeah.
the team that he won all of those rings with, the team that like really helped define his GOAT status. Because Colts fan or not, I know, I mean, me living in California, I'm an LA Rams fan, so I really could care less. But you cannot deny Tom Brady is definitely the greatest of all time. I know Indiana fans always say, "Well, Peyton Manning." I mean, Peyton Manning was Peyton Manning.
Here's
He's
the
great,
deal.
but
Here's the deal. I can't in good faith say Tom Brady is the greatest of all time because even if you are at that skill level, if you're cheating, you kind of bring yourself down. And
That's
that's
true.
well,
He did cheat a lot.
a lot.
I don't know the entirety or if it's even factual or not if he
It
did
is
cheat.
factual. It was
I know
proven.
I know the deflate stuff was legit. I know that's pretty stinky of him to do. But
This is Tom Brady, right?
No.
yeah it is. Yeah it is. That looks like him.
Yeah.
But he won like 6 other rings without cheating. So that's still really impressive. Excuse me, it's still really
That's what
impressive.
doesn't make sense to me because he's like of all people to cheat. That's like if Usain Bolt was cheating,
I
like
know.
he has no
Mhm.
reason to. It's like if
Well, temptation.
Lightning McQueen was cheating.
Well, every man sins, and even the goat Tom Brady.
Sure,
But
but
we're not here to debate the goat status of Tom Brady. We're here to debate the goat status of this movie. And is this 80 for Brady 10 out of 10?
well, we don't talk
we
numbers on the podcast,
yeah, we don't talk
so
numbers here.
Well, I know. It was just I was trying to think of a segue to get us back onto talking about the movie, but forgive me, guys.
all right.
No. Uh, but yeah, Cameron, what did you think about this movie?
I thought that this movie was uh here's the deal. Like I didn't go into this with any expectations. I thought it looked kind of dumb, but I do know there's an audience out there, and I'm part of that audience when it comes to certain movies where you like having simple dumb movies are fine and they're like nice. We've kind of had a drought when it comes to comedy movies like this. I wasn't necessarily going into this like, oh, this is gonna be the worst thing in the world, because stuff like this can happen and stuff like this can be good for what it is. But what I think this movie suffers a lot because of it's just it's no one in the movie seems to really want to be there. And for stuff like this movie to work, everyone has to be on board and everyone has to be like, we know what we're making, but let's just make the best thing version of this we can.
Right.
But if everyone looks bored, including Guy Fieri, then you're gonna have a bad time.
I think Tom Brady really just needed to up his budget for the movie, and maybe people would have acted like they wanted to be there. Because I mean, even NFL stars have a cap on how much they can spend.
I think this movie is not great. If I didn't go watch it with people, I think I would hate this movie a lot more. But I just think that this feels like Tom Brady really wanted to make a movie, and he made a movie.
Yeah,
and
I
this
mean,
is it.
he's tired of Kobe being the only athlete with an Oscar. He's going for it, bro.
But the thing is, and I was going to bring this up, and I'm glad you brought this up, is that Kobe's short film that he made is really great. You could tell he was very passionate about this because, first of all, it's about basketball, which is his sport. But you could tell he's very passionate about this, and he actually applied his time and like money into this project. He didn't want this to be bad, and as a result, it wins an Oscar. Whereas with this, it feels like I've won 7 rings. I was married to a supermodel. I kiss my kids on the lips. What else can I
Wait,
do
he
to
got
really
divorced?
just? Yeah, she did. She
Oh, I didn't
dumped
know
him,
that.
man. She dumped him. I don't know what her name is because I think she is not American, and I
You don't
am
know non-American people's names.
I belittled my brain. I am brainwashed by the American society. It's more like I kiss my kids on the lips. I do all this stuff. What else could I really do to move my career to the next level? Let me make a movie. I'm sure he has a book out there too. He has not made a movie yet. And as a result, he's like, hey guys, what if we make a movie about a bunch of old ladies loving me? And apparently every studio was just fighting over this. No, apparently someone thought this was a great idea. So they decided, let's get a bunch of Oscar winners and do this movie.
But before we get specifically into the actual specific movie, sometimes on the podcast we like to talk about our theater experience. Me and Ben had a pretty good theater experience with this, but Samuel, how was yours? You were in a foreign land. It was your first week or so in Utah. How's the theater experience in Utah?
So, I was looking at the showing times. There was one at 12:30. There's one at 3:30. There's one at 9. I'm like, it's right around in the middle of 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I might as well just go to 12:30. So I get in there, and for some reason I'm thinking, I wonder who's going to be in this movie. Who's going to be watching this movie? And of course, I turn in the corner, and it's just an audience full
Tom
of
Brady.
Everyone is Guy Fieri. Everyone is Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri.
No, but I turn, and it's just white hair everywhere, like all elderly people. So I go up and I sit in my seat, and I kid you not, I'm pretty sure I was the only one in that row. Like there was either couples or there was like groups of women that were together there. But it was very like 12:30 in the afternoon going to a movie theater. Like you're gonna expect elderly people to be there anyway, so they kind of just set a new
You're the only one under the age of 70 in that theater.
I mean, I did see someone with some colored hair, so I was like, oh, maybe, but
you should ask him or her. But that's fun. We had nobody in our theater.
Our theater was empty, so it was just the Tres Amigos back at it again, and we were able to just talk out loud, do whatever we wanted. At a certain point in the movie, which we'll get into more in our spoiler section, Ben literally, we were sitting. So like there's the seats on the floor, and then there's like an elevated portion where the better seats are. We were sitting there. Ben jumps up, screams on the top of his lungs, and jumps over the railing and does like a somersault on the floor in front of the handicap section. And I wish I was exaggerating, but at that very moment, someone walks in and watches the last 5 minutes of 80 for Brady with us.
And I underestimated the drop from the railing.
I could tell.
So, like, I mean, I'm a big guy. It was like a meteorite hitting the ground. I was like, my knees buckle up. I'm like, oh, I underestimated it, and I mean, I just could not contain the excitement. I could not. So, but yeah, I would say that's still a very great theater experience.
Yeah.
But I do have a question, Sam. Was everyone like laughing at every joke made in the movie?
Not really. There was laughs like here and there, but mostly there was claps. There was a lot of clapping.
For what?
What?
No, like at the end of the movie, you know how some
Oh,
people
okay.
clap?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah,
so they
Like,
okay.
just
there's a
clapped
bunch
because
of
the
people
movie was
clapping.
over.
I thought you were just talking about
Yeah.
like, oh man, I left my purse in the restaurant. Yeah, let's
I thought,
go.
I thought, I thought he was saying like they were clapping during the football portions of stuff, like, because yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's so funny. Well, that then is a good segue because if there wasn't, I mean, if there was a couple of laughs, I will say, for this movie being pitched as like a comedy, this was not like funny. They were not, these jokes were not well delivered. They were not like just landing at all. It was really all over the place. There were a few things that legitimately made me laugh,
Yeah.
like very few. But I think I was laughing at the movie more than I was laughing like with the movie.
hmm
And I mean,
it-
I don't know if you want to reiterate on that, but
when it comes to comedies, usually I feel, because comedy, right? If you have a writers and they're either bad or good, usually you're gonna laugh at it a lot, or you're gonna be like the whole movie sitting there like, dead. This catches you off guard sometimes with some genuinely funny stuff, but it's so few and far between that it's not worth it for me in terms of like objectively speaking, looking at the movie as a comedy. If I didn't watch this with friends, if I was alone in a theater full of elderly women, how would I be laughing at this? I don't know if I would. Samuel, did you find this movie funny?
I mean, I laughed here or there with just stuff that caught me off, like so off, like
Yeah.
bizarre. That is what really made me laugh, I thought. But like the rest of it, just like going like jokes to transition to like the next scene or whatever, really weren't. I don't really think were that funny.
mhm.
Yeah.
This I was having a hard time watching the movie. Yeah. No, I was having while I was watching the movie, I was having a hard time and like figuring out when this was shot. Because I don't know. Because this feels like a movie that was made in like a month. You know what I mean? Like they just filmed it really quickly, edited it really quickly, and then they were good. But then there's some sequences that are like because they date the movie because it takes place in 2017, and I'm like, did they film this back in 2017? Like,
There's
did
no way.
Brady? But like, so did they get every Patriot member and put them in a locker room with Brady again and just shot? Really?
They had to, because you can't. The, that's getting into spoilers. We can't talk. We can't talk about that
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. You cannot
Yeah.
spoil it.
But this was definitely filmed recently because the story is revolved around events that already took place, and
hmm
Right.
like, yeah,
I think
It's
the fact that Tom Brady it connects all those people made it easier for them to all come together when he was like, "Hey guys, I'm making a movie," and then he's
Yeah.
yeah.
like,
And he's also
"Just
like,
come and
I
be on
got
this
a lot of
movie."
money. I know you guys have a lot of money, but I have a lot more than you. You can have some of mine. Like,
yeah.
I will say, when talking about Oscars, bringing up the other NFL members, this is genuinely, if anyone in this movie deserves an Oscar, Gronkowski.
Dude,
hmm
absolutely. I'm so yes.
Yep.
Honestly, unironically, Gronk has like 3 lines in the movie,
Best
but
supporting actor.
perfectly perfectly delivered every single scene.
I've never seen a better performance of someone trying to be Gronkowski, dude.
Dude, it is legit. Dude, it is. This is when I started laughing. Is that I thought like Gronk is just funny in general.
Yeah.
Like he's just a goofball. In his commercials and everything. But in this, like, you could tell this like Brady probably had some idea with the scene, or Gronk did, because this is legitimately like the funniest scene of the movie is with him in it, and I mean he does so so good at it. This is like making me how I unironically really love John Cena and everything. Is making me want to have Gronkowski in a lot of other things too.
Here's the deal, though. He cannot act, though. Like,
What have we seen him in besides 80 for Brady?
I'm just saying, if you want to make a Gronkowski show, that would be great. Like the Gronkowski show, where he plays Gronkowski. Everybody loves
Yeah.
Gronk, but like any other role, I think this is another Charles Barkley scenario where he's not going to be able to do anything. Like he's a funny guy, but he's not an actor, which is why I think he deserves the Oscar for this, because he really stepped out of his comfort zone. And what do you get a best supporting actor nomination for? A good performance, and it elevates the movie that you're in, right? You take the movie you're in, and your performance, however small, makes it better. That is what Gronk does in this movie.
Yeah.
I just can't see him doing that in a different movie.
Well, I think he would be fine as Fred's dad.
Well, you haven't seen the Fred movies. John Cena's irreplaceable.
Is John Cena that good in the movie?
John Cena is irreplaceable. Fun fact, I know I've already told you this, but the podcast members might not know. John Cena's first ever role was in the Fred movie. And he said working on Fred made him fall in love with acting and made him want to pursue it further.
Man, that's just beautiful. That's just beautiful.
Being a comedy, this has comedic set pieces. This has like putting the characters in a situation that they have to exist in, and comedy comes from it. Did you guys feel any of the setups, however the execution was, do you think any of the setups actually could have been funny?
I think I think they I think the retirement home could have been funnier if done correctly. I think that one could have been
agree.
I think,
Especially with the character, with the I don't know the actor's name, but the guy that was crushing on the girl in the retirement home.
Oh yeah.
I
thought
the employee or the patient.
No, the older guy that's the patient.
The patient guy.
Okay.
And a few setups like of just the young guy that was like really into the old lady at the party.
I brought this up when he starts getting seduced by this elderly woman. Oh, not at the party. I'm talking about at the retirement home.
Yeah, at the retirement home.
Yeah, the if you work at a retirement home and you're so easily seduced by old women, how do you get through the day, man? Like,
that doesn't.
Other than that, there was the fan fiction thing, which I knew how that was going to play out anyways, because the trailers kind of like hint at that. But that's probably just the most successful setup, I would say, for a joke. Everything else, I didn't feel like. I felt like it was just characters that have this common job in society within the movie. For instance, like security guards. When they do something like a security guard wouldn't do that, then it's like that's the joke. Like, and if you don't think it's funny,
right?
Yeah, like he's acting crazy to be a security guard. That's wild. Or Guy Fieri.
They're too old to be dancing. What's going on?
It's like, yeah.
I didn't mean to trample on earlier. You were bringing up the young guy at the party. I'm guessing with Sally Field on the bench. I thought that was actually pretty funny.
Yes, I thought it was hilarious. Just that party scene is interesting because I think they could have done when the old ladies trip on drugs. I think there could have been a lot more done with that, but all they do is just walk around. That's like all they do.
It almost doesn't affect anything.
It has
playing
no
good poker.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
like wins in poker.
She sees Guy Fieri's face, and it makes Sally Field sit down. Which, as old women, you could just have her sit down anyway.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So they could have done. There was like no, um, stakes with that at all, which I think they could have done, especially with a tripping scene.
Mhm.
You can do anything,
Listen,
literally anything.
listen. Samuel knows this. One of the best tripping scenes we've ever seen, and I still have yet to. I haven't seen very many movies with tripping scenes, but one of the best ones I've ever seen is in Dora and the Lost City of Gold. Has genuinely speaking one of the best drug trip scenes I've ever seen in a movie. This is not ironic. It was actually hilarious.
I've never seen it.
Me and Samuel went and saw it opening night.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Well,
And
what was the
following-
audience for that?
I don't remember. It was a while ago. We saw it. There wasn't, I mean, there were obviously some kids, but it wasn't like packed out with children like you'd think it would.
Mhm. I think the best thing was Cameron's review of it afterwards on his
Yeah.
YouTube on the
On my
YouTube
own
channel.
personal YouTube channel, which I
Whoa,
may or
we've
may not link.
never
Uh,
plugged that before.
Yeah, there's a reason. But
You've got
uh,
some solid videos.
I do, but I also have a ton of stinkers. I have a plethora of stinkers. But
All edited with iMovie.
yeah,
So
iMovie
that's
for mobile.
that's impressive, Cameron, I will say.
And I was in
You-
like middle, early high school, so
You should pat yourself on the back.
yeah, I think it is about time to get into spoilers, but as usual, we're going to summarize what we feel in a non-spoiler way about the movie. So why don't Ben start us off, wrap around to me, and then Samuel can finalize the spoiler-free section with his opinions.
It's fine. It's below average, yes. But the scenes that do make you laugh are pretty good. And at the end of the day, this is like a movie. It's honestly it's a movie. And I
Yeah,
think I'll just leave it at that.
yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? No, I'll give it more praise. I should. I'll say Tom Brady is one of the actors, and not just like one of the actors. He's one of the actors, like in the
in the
entire
movie,
world.
in the entire
In the
movie.
entire world.
Yeah,
In the entire world, he's one of the actors.
yeah.
So, yeah.
My opinion. What did I think? Here's the deal. At the end of the day, this isn't for me. I'm not 80. I'm not a sports fan. So I wasn't gonna get much from this anyway. There's a group of people out there who's going to love this movie for what it has to offer, and that's okay. But I'm just not a part of that group. So if you're anything like me, maybe skip this one. But if you want to be the most confused you ever will be, watch Carson Runquist's review of this movie.
What?
He loves it. He
No.
cried at this movie.
What?
So I have no idea why or how.
Now, if he's wanting to be on an episode, we're not making fun of you.
No,
Okay.
I would
Just
love to have you on this. I would do an 80 for Brady too
part
with
2.
Carson
We'll
Runquist.
do 81 for Brady.
81
The
for
sequel.
Brady. Yeah. But so yeah, I would say it's worth it enough to just to watch his review and be so confused because I don't think we watched the same movie. So now we're gonna hear from Samuel to round out our spoiler-free section. What summarize what you thought.
So, I don't know if they've mentioned this or not yet, but it is based on a true story. So if you are a sucker for movies that are based on true stories, but don't really align with what the true story is like, this movie's for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry to
but
interrupt, but I do want to say this while I remember it. Since this is based on a true story, it's technically in the same cinematic universe as Schindler's List. So, that's interesting.
No.
mhm.
Yeah, any movie based on a true story is in the same cinematic universe.
Oh.
Schindler's List, Tag, Titanic, 80 for Brady.
Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah, they're all in there. Hacksaw Ridge.
Blindside.
Yeah. The Catch Me If You Can. It's all part of this.
Yep, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
My favorite nonfiction movie.
Yeah, but you were saying
You just see 4 of these different women, all in their different ages. Some of them trying to act like they're younger, but really look older than what they are. Um, but I think it's really interesting how the movie kind of focuses on each woman and their like the battles that they've kind of gone through, and then how their struggles and their battles kind of bring them together and take them to their common goal of seeing the Super Bowl and seeing Tom Brady, which in my opinion is it the best thing uh, that I would wish for, like on a bucket list or something. Like I don't want to go to the moon or something like that, or like take a, I mean, like go to Europe or something like that, and like see all these really cool places. But I guess their highest achieved thing would be to see Tom Brady's face. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, so well, I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll wait.
Yeah. Speaking of spoilers, we're entering our spoiler-free section. So
Wee woo, wee
yeah,
woo,
wee woo. That's the classic alarm. To
beef,
give people
beef,
time who don't want to
beef.
be spoiled for 80 for Brady, we're gonna go on a tangent, which I've pre-planned to coincide with our dear Hogwarts Legacy week. What houses are you guys? What Hogwarts house are you?
I am Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
I have my hat for this. Gryffindor.
I'm also Gryffindor. I know that your brother Ben is a Hufflepuff as well, so Samuel and Isaac
He's a
got that in
Ravenclaw.
common.
He's a Ravenclaw.
True. I forgot. So Samuel, when I told you, I wasn't lying when I told you. He took his quiz like so long ago. I think he's changed enough as a person. Now he's a Ravenclaw. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but the
I
quiz
do.
doesn't lie. Do you? I mean, Ravenclaws are supposed to be like really like studious, right?
Well, here's the thing. They're not necessarily, yes, they're studious, but some of them are just like musically inclined. Isaac's a very whimsical person.
True.
Isaac's always singing when we're hanging out. Isaac's always rapping up a storm.
But see, I would say whimsical in nature is kind of what Hufflepuff is all about. Luna Lovegood is the definition of whimsical.
Sorry. Musical.
Mm.
Maybe not whimsical. I'm so sorry for that. That's just me trying to. I have the studious glasses on today,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to sound smarter than I actually am, and it is not. It's not like Fallout where it gives you like a plus in your intelligence when you're wearing glasses. So, yeah,
Yeah, but I don't know. I could see him being either one. I guess he do be laying down bars every time we're hanging out with the boys, but I don't know. It's just every time I hear him talk about school, he's either talking about how boring it is or how he's like he doesn't like school enough to be a Ravenclaw, in my opinion. Samuel, do you think you are accurately described as a Hufflepuff?
I think so. Like loyalty, and then also what else? What else are they known for? I can't really pull it up.
Uh, I think it's like whimsy, right?
nurturing.
Yeah.
Just like really kind. Just
Justice,
yeah.
loyalty, patience, and propensity for hard work. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that describes you pretty well.
The hard work and loyalty part, but the kindness, I think I need to work on that a little bit.
And I hate justice. I hate justice.
If you are
Yeah.
justice, please die.
I think, and Isaac has also said, I think I'm closer to a Ravenclaw, but ain't
Yeah.
no way I'm gonna challenge the Harry Potter website because of course I want to be a Gryffindor. All the cool guys are Gryffindor, you know.
Not
Like,
even true. Because here's the thing.
Harry Potter, Hermione
Hermione is
Ron.
definitely. Here's the thing. I know we talked about this a little bit, but Ron and Hermione are both not Gryffindor. Maybe Ron is. But I don't think Hermione is at all. All right, and I feel like I'm in the majority there. Hermione is definitely a Ravenclaw. Okay,
That's what I was thinking too.
and Ron is probably a Hufflepuff, in my opinion. I don't know, but this also shows that like you can be whatever house you want to be. You know,
Yeah.
because Harry basically chose Gryffindor. Would he have been anything else?
No,
Probably
he would have
not.
been Gryffindor for sure.
Yeah, he would definitely been. But he also chose Gryffindor too.
Yeah.
Like and it helps because he knew Ron and Hermione going to Gryffindor. Ron is literally the only thing that he could possibly, as everyone was Gryffindor, you know, and Ron is definitely an outspoken person for sure. He's just, you know,
He's
kind of
just not brave at all when it comes to danger.
yeah, exactly. So it's very interesting, but it also could be like maybe Ron liked Hermione and was like mentally thinking like,
I don't think they liked each other yet,
no,
but
definitely not.
we don't need to get into the inner psychology of the Harry Potter gang because we need to get into the inner psychology of
Tom Brady.
starting with a
Well,
spoiler.
careful. Let's ask Samuel to give us a spoiler.
Yeah,
Because, well, I mean, we need to put out like we're probably going to spoil the Super Bowl for 2017, so we just need to make sure.
right.
You don't want to know what happens.
But Samuel, what is the spoiler that you're going to start our section off with?
The fact of the what's her name? Lori got the doctor's note, and
Oh.
she's got that. She's she might have cancer.
Who
I don't
cares
know.
about
She might be
cancer?
dying. She
Cameron,
might
what's
be
another
dying.
spoiler?
Uh, is there something you have in mind?
I'm thinking of something.
That
I guess talking about the tickets.
the fact that Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's my spoiler.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is so dumb. Okay, so the thing with sports movies is they're always kind of predictable because sports movies, 9 times out of 10, always end with, are they going to win the championship? They're 1 point away. Like it's always that. And
Mm-hmm.
so already it's kind of predictable. But when you base your sports movie off of a game that already happened in the real world that everyone who will see this movie has already seen, that
Mm-hmm.
takes away all stakes.
There is no intensity at all.
There's
There's
no
no
intensity
like
because first of all, one, the small either you know what happened in the 2017 Super Bowl because duh, you probably are a Tom Brady fan if you're seeing the Tom Brady movie, or two, you don't know what happened in the 2017 Super Bowl and you realize why would they choose a year he didn't win? If they're just going to pick any year, why would they go to one that he lost? So
yeah, that's crazy.
there is
Well,
no stakes at the end because you know exactly what's going to happen.
I think you can make the argument though that this isn't about the football game; it's about the friends. This is literally like maybe the real football's the friends we made along the way.
Maybe the real
No,
Tom Brady.
I think you can make the argument, which I will, that it's not about the football game on and if will he win, will he not? It is about because the scene is constantly cutting to the ladies cheering and like holding each other's hands and getting excited. So you're not really watching it to be like, oh, what's gonna happen? It's more like, oh, this is wholesome. Look at them, be happy. You know.
I would agree
So
with you if they didn't very obviously like during like the start of the game, yeah, that's what it is. Oh, they're just gals having fun at the Super Bowl. But then when it gets to the end of the Super Bowl and then there's a dramatic scene in the bot and like the with the headset and she's giving her speech to Tom Brady, which we'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
That whole scene is it is like they're using like they're editing it in the way there's dramatic music. It's supposed to be like what's gonna happen, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just you're not gonna get a genuine reaction because everyone knows what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. I think the cameo appearance by what's his name? He's like blonde and he has glasses and he's a little bit chubbier.
Andy Richter,
Uh yeah, the guy that bought the box that they're in
yeah.
for the Super
mm,
Bowl and they make that bet. I thought
Mhm.
that was I mean, like I didn't really see that coming, but I mean, since Tom Brady's making a movie, all the celebrities have to be in it.
yeah, that was
So
a pretty crazy twist with
Yeah.
that movie. No, I will say another huge thing before we get into the performance of Tom Brady. I think we need to talk about. Well, okay, there's just like several things. Um, first of all, apparently security is really strict on the outside of the Super Bowl, as you would expect, right? That makes
mhm.
sense. But apparently there's no security once you just get past the gates, okay? Because apparently they just rely on one guard to do everything.
Yeah.
Um, so these ladies sneak in through dancing, and the security guard's like, listen, I know you guys aren't dancers, but that was sick, guys. You guys can go through. That was sick. And they just find 4 seats together on for a sold out game, by the way.
Wait. I do want to point to something with you saying that. Remember the scalper that was outside?
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe he might have had the tickets
for
for
those
those
seats.
seats.
True.
Bro. Whoa. Well, I was gonna say they found 4 seats perfectly together. That was like the best seats you could get in the stadium. And then the security guard sees them on the jumbotron. He's like, "I know exactly where that is."
Yeah, that's true.
And then just knows him. He's like, "Ladies, come here!" And then just is about to kick him out until a football legend appears and takes them to this like presidential suite in the Super Bowl, which is sick.
Which that
But,
football legend being there made me wonder, how often do you think they wear their Super Bowl rings? Because he was just had them both. He had them like ready to go, like Green Lantern. Like, I don't think they would wear them very
Probably wouldn't
often.
wear
That's
them at
just like
all.
asking to get
No,
robbed.
I think they typically put them in like a glass case or something like that. But I
Right.
mean, if you're going to the Super Bowl, like
I guess, but
I would wear them. I would totally
I would
wear
wear them to the
Well,
Super Bowl.
I mean,
But he
NBA
was wearing
players wear
them.
their.
He was wearing them just at the NFL experience, like just the NFL
That's true.
museum. He was just
That's
walking
true.
around like, it's me, Football McGee.
Yeah. Then I mean, if you watch the 2017 Super Bowl, the Patriots are blowing it in the first half. They're doing terrible. The Falcons are just destroying them, and these old ladies find out what the offensive and defensive coordinator said, and it's in this
well,
special box.
the guy that brought them in there did tell them that it was right across from where they were
Yeah, he points
when
it
they
out to
walked
them,
in.
and they have this great idea of, let's go and we're gonna talk to Tom Brady and tell him how to win this. And I'm thinking, no shot. If they know exactly where you're sitting by looking at the jumbotron, no shot they're gonna let them get into the like team's booth. Well, sure enough, there's not one security guard upstairs, and just these 4 old ladies walk right
And like
into
shiny bedazzled
jerseys, and she starts talking to Tom, and this is when we get the first of many amazing
IRL
not
Tom Brady scene.
IRL Tom Brady acting performances. And
Because before this moment, Tom Brady had made a few appearances, but it was all in the head of one of the characters.
yeah.
This is the real deal, Tomathan Brady.
Tomathan Brady is listening on his headset, and that's all he does. He's staring.
It feels like a parody because they keep cutting from the person saying the quote, saying the speech to Tom Brady listening, and he never changes his facial expression, not even once. He doesn't nod, he doesn't smile, he doesn't have a look of determination. He stands there blank faced for like a minute straight, and then when she's done talking, he puts his helmet on and he screams the F word.
Yeah.
Pretty
Guys,
much,
it's PG-13. We can get our F word in here.
Yeah.
No, he is staring. I know exactly what happened. Where they had a marker, like a little X, on the wall, and they said, "Tom, just stare here,"
Mhm.
and that's all he does. He just doesn't nod or anything. Just stands right there. It's so you're so it's like a parody. That's like something I would
That's something
see
I would put in the
like an edit.
Revengers.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Knuckle Sandwich Films.
Yes,
I might edit that out, but
probably.
um,
Now you have to.
I can just edit this part out. I could leave all this in.
No. So if that performance wasn't enough for you, don't worry. We got some more Tom we're gonna get. So these ladies spark and light a fire underneath Tomathan Brady's booty.
Who
And
before this moment was not motivated to win the Super Bowl for whatever reason, but now it's
but after
personal.
listening to her, he's so ready. So they win it. And they're leaving, and a security guard's like, "Ladies, come with me," because again, he knows exactly where they are, and takes them to the team locker room, which is apparently really easy to get into, which is like
Well, yeah, it is kind of more open than you would think because they have like reporters going there and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And um, we get to see one incredible performance and one terrible performance in the same room.
Yeah.
We'll start with the terrible performance of Tomathan, where he's sitting down and he's like, this is the scene where Tom Brady is having such an emotional like time, and he's gonna just like confess to this old woman how much he like really needed to hear that and how she just really inspired him. And he's trying to cry. And my thing is a few things. Why not just use a tear stick? You know, that is such a popular thing people use. It's better than eye drops. It actually makes you cry. Or like just yawn and make yourself cry that way, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
instead, Tom is just like sitting there, is like, I just really needed to hear that. Yes. And I don't know what I would have done without you. But no, it's what did you think he was good, Samuel?
For being, I mean, I don't know. I think he really only knows one face. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's like those shirts that have mad, angry, excited, but they're all
Yes.
the same face. And I think he was, I mean, he's he's in the spotlight and he finally is frozen because he just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, it is like one of the he has like four expressions: happy, sad, mad, kissing his kids. Like those are the only four expressions he
I
has.
want that on a shirt.
Yeah.
But and then shortly after that, we get the best performance in the entire movie of Rob Gronkowski, and we see that he's been reading the erotica fan fiction that this old lady
I
writes,
take it
and
everywhere I go.
I take it everywhere I go. She's like, "You're so big." Thank you. It's so funny. The best scene in the movie. It is so good. And unfortunately, we did not get enough Gronk in this movie, man.
No, we
We
needed
needed
more.
if honestly, hear me out. If Gronk replaced Brady in this movie, now if Brady wants to do any work with us, we'll be happy to do that.
Yeah.
But
Hey, you come on to the next episode where we watch a different movie that you can choose. You can choose Mr. Brady, please.
but if they named this movie like Honk for Gronk or something like that,
Dude.
and they and it's about these ladies doing a road trip to get to the Super Bowl, it would be so much better because
That's actually sounds like a great idea. Honk for
Gronkowski,
Gronk.
Yeah.
Dude.
but
Beep beep,
Gronkowski is
am
the
I
only
right,
one that
fellas?
cared about this movie. He gave it his all.
He gave it
No,
his
but he
all.
legitimately was the only one that wanted to be there. Like you can
Yeah.
tell, he had a fun time saying his like 3 lines in the movie.
The four
And
women, maybe even Tom Brady, Patton Oswalt, Guy Fieri, all of these celebrity cameos. The
Ugh.
guy who dances, who I don't know his name,
Goo Goo.
all of them, none of just look so bored and they don't want to be there. And Gronkowski comes in here, gives it and performance. Yeah, I'm breaking the rules. I'm giving a number to his performance.
Wow.
That's a
I am disappointed with you. You're not I can't support you with this.
I think it's worth it for Gronk.
Well, I'm leaving the What Did You Think podcast now because you mentioned numbers. So Samuel can take my spot as a host, but yeah.
Fine, I'll censor it.
Thank you. There you go.
Yeah.
You can write it too on the screen. It's just but yeah. And then after that we get a post-credit scene
Yeah.
of them
There was
sitting
a
on a beach.
Oh, the beach. Okay.
Yeah. And then Thanos comes out.
Thanos comes. And yeah, he's like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And then
You know,
Tom
and
Brady's
in
actually
the post credit scene, he talks about how he will not retire.
yeah, which is funny because he literally just retired on a beach.
Tom Brady really pulled a Marvel where he was like Rhodey in the movie, and he's like putting on a suit, getting ready to retire. He's like looking
Next
at
time,
retirement. He's
baby.
like, next time, baby.
What's great is he said, "Why quit while you're ahead?" And then he quit. So he obviously is very self-aware right now.
I say, don't quit until you're ahead.
I would say quit before you're ahead, so no one knows that you quit.
Well, here's the thing, Cameron. Now we can't quit because we are definitely not ahead. So we have to wait until
If we follow my
pass.
philosophy, we can quit whenever we want.
That's true. Our 2 fans are gonna be so upset.
Samuel and Isaac, and maybe Sarah. She still hasn't been on an episode.
Well,
At least for
Knock at the Cabin was a live interview.
yeah, but that's not being on the podcast, you know.
She could have been on this one, but we have our lovely Samuel here.
Yeah.
She asked if she could do the Last of Us episode.
Did she actually?
No, she didn't.
Oh.
She didn't. No.
He volunteered her.
I mean, as far as how this whole movie goes, we've told you our thoughts. It's I think it might sound like we like this a lot more than we do. It's not good at all.
I think we like our friends, and talking with our friends make us just happier.
Exactly, because
that's just yeah.
You're so
And
right.
the biggest spoiler too was the fact that her tickets were fake.
Oh
no.
Why? Why? So I don't think I have anything else to say in regards to 80 for Brady.
Yeah.
Which,
neither
by the
do
way,
I.
what a great title, because they're 80. There's
One of
four
them 75.
Well,
Three
they're
of 'em,
around
yeah.
their 80s, and there's 4 of them, and they're going to Brady. 80
Right.
for Brady.
Right. We do. Let me go ahead and read the sponsors for this episode before we end it. All right, Cameron, do you have anything else?
Dude, I just think we need to have a moment of silence for everyone who had to listen to that joke. Okay, we're done. Now a moment of silence for that joke. All right, Samuel. Do you have any ending comments? How was it? What did you think about being on the podcast?
It was great, man.
Yeah.
Just watching you guys work, going back and forth. The banter, the walls, the little accessories that you guys are adding to your hoodies.
Yeah, you like this one? You like this? Do you know what,
What
that is?
Is that
A little
Samuel?
That's
throwback,
Samuel as
yeah.
a baby.
What? That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Man, you were an ugly kid. No, I do hear it's truly an amazing thing to watch us work. So as for IRL stuff, the Oscars are coming up still. And
Mhm.
get ready to see a bunch more Oscar videos on the way. And I will say, Samuel, who do you think is going to win the Oscars?
Like the best movie.
Yeah, the best
Sure,
movie.
yeah, best picture.
Just say a movie.
What is Samuel's film of the year?
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of what the Oscars say.
Better question.
Top Gun Maverick.
That is
nice.
nominated.
Yeah, it is.
So Samuel's film of the year, Top Gun Maverick.
Because I can't really say much because I haven't seen all of them that are nominated.
You haven't seen them, is what you're saying?
I haven't seen Women Talking Tar. I haven't seen most of them.
Yeah.
So, but genuinely, I think, I don't know, it's hard to tell because I want to say Elvis will probably win, but I think being too flashy sometimes is not as good as being being all the way out there. But I think just from like what I've heard, like Women Talking might win. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty
Nice.
good. Yeah.
Dude, good job. Good job. I like that, actually. Gave a much better answer than I was thinking.
The Emoji Movie cannot win. This kid likes the Emoji Movie. But can we? Okay, I'm glad that we didn't get like in the episode yet. We need a dog on this kid real quick. He likes the Emoji Movie.
Dude, there's no way. And every movie, and as a result, every movie he doesn't like, we're like, what? Not enough emojis for you? Not enough mehs for you? You need more meh emojis or high fives? Why do you like the Emoji Movie?
I mean, I don't know.
Convince us, bro. Maybe we'll change our minds.
Here's the thing. We do a good job at not making fun of the guests, but you're about to be made fun of. So what exactly, what part of the Emoji Movie makes you like it?
I think it's the diversity that it's more than just an emoji. I mean,
If you really think about it, we're all emojis. Are you just
We just
really relate to the meh emoji?
we just click and click and click. We never think, man, what are they thinking?
Dude, this is so deep. You turn me around. The Emoji Movie's up there, man. It's going up.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think I might be a laughing crying emoji because I'm laughing, having fun, crying because I was wrong about the Emoji Movie.
If I were an emoji, I think the emoji I would be is the I'm trying to think of the emoji like I use the most. It's probably the bionic leg, the prosthetic leg.
The world.
I use that one the most.
Yeah. What emoji would you be, Samuel?
Probably the one with the line, just the flat line.
Yeah, just the
There's a flat line.
just no, like the face where he just has a flat mouth because he has no emotion, or he's like
Oh.
disappointed or something.
Okay, well
Yeah,
here's
that's
a
a good one.
question. Here's a question. Uh whenever you guys, and this could just be like my boomer side, but whenever you guys text with an emoji, do you ever make the face of the emoji while you're looking for it, or is
No,
that just
that's
that's
just
just
you.
something I
What?
only
That's
That is
do?
just you.
Are you serious?
What face do you
Yeah.
make when you're using the prosthetic leg?
So
More I want to know is what happens when you scroll really quickly? Is it like
No. I'm not like cycling through. No, is I have the emoji in mind, but I don't know where it is, so I have to hold the face so I don't forget it. So, for instance, if I'm doing like a confused like eyebrow up, I'm like looking for that and doing the face until I find
Bro,
it, and then or there's others where it's like
how do
when
you
the face.
forget what emoji you're looking for as you're looking for it? How does that escape your mind so quickly?
Because there's so many. There's so many. And if I'm looking for the stupid like melting face when I'm doing like a
Oh
like
yeah,
I'm shaking my
yeah.
head while I'm looking for it.
yeah.
No. I also the emoji I use the most is the one I made of of myself with the yarmulke and everything. Because I am Jewish, but
Mhm. Which
I've
I don't
never.
think you've ever talked about on the podcast before. You know, you bring it up a lot, is what I'm
Do
saying.
I?
Yeah.
I think I brought it up for the Christmas episode and that was it.
Uh,
If that's a lot to
that's for
you,
the fan to decide.
are you just having too much Jewish for you? Is that it?
No, I'm saying bring it on. I'm just saying, like,
You say more Jew?
wait, bring it on
yeah,
1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6,
dude.
and 7?
They made a new Bring It On, which I haven't seen yet. Um, so maybe one day if we get a Patreon and someone's like, please talk about the Bring It On movies. I've seen all of them, and once I've seen that new one, I will have seen all of them. So
Is there 8?
there's 8 now, I'm pretty sure, and the newest one is a horror movie.
Oh, is that the dance movie?
That's cheerleading.
Oh,
I think those movies actually do have you. There is a lot you could say about the series as a whole. So let's talk years in the future. We're got 20 million subscribers. Someone on Patreon, if you pay us $1,000, we will talk about all the movies.
we
Um,
will watch them all in one sitting.
yeah, I've already done that once. I can do it again.
If you
I'm
pay us
down.
$10, we will watch it all
No,
in one
no,
sitting.
no. $1,000.
1,000.
If you pay us $5, we will
Okay,
watch them
if
all.
you pay Ben $5, he will watch it. If you pay me $1,000, I'll make sure to make a video about it.
I would totally watch all of them for $5. How bad could they be?
I watched them all for free. They're pretty bad.
Dude.
I think we need to start winding this down. My producers are calling saying we're kind of going over time.
Oh,
There's some announcements. This isn't new, but we have a community tab. I've been posting on there every now and then. We got some interesting polls going on, getting a word from the community. Samuel, thanks for coming on. Do you have anything you want to plug? Any final statements? Anything at all?
Thank you for having me. It's been real. It's been great. Hopefully, 80 for Brady. Wings and Oscar this year. Uh, just for the fun of it. I
Yeah.
mean, in the miscellaneous category if they create one.
Well, if they, I wish
I mean,
the
the
Oscars still did the fan voting
did
stuff.
they not?
No, because they realized like the stupid like Hocus Pocus 2 or whatever it was, movie won something, and then
Yeah.
all of Zack Snyder fans voted for something and it won. So
Hey, we need to bring it back. We need to bring it back just for 80 for Brady, and
they
then
made it for Marvel fans because they're like, we got to give Spider-Man No Way Home something, and
Yeah.
none of the Marvel fans voted, so it got like second place, and Army of Dead beat it.
Yeah. But hey, that's episode 14. If you there's a playlist with every episode we've ever done. You can go check that out, watch them chronologically, hit that little shuffle button, and watch it, be surprised.
Yeah.
And we got some exciting stuff coming on. Samuel, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Ben,
Have a
close us
happy
out with an outro.
Have a happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I know Cameron and Samuel both have a lot of plans, so I just really want to say from the bottom of my heart, I really, 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 really.
1, 2, 3, 4, hut!